I've been talking for 5 minutes. Hi. First stream and this stuff. Anyway, as I was saying, hello everyone, hello souls, hello everyone that's watching. Sorry I'm late. Some of my stuff was frozen because I leave it out. Some of my materials are frozen outside, and so I'm currently thawing some of them out. I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, one of my devices that I was going to use for video, for hand cam, did not want to pick up my voice. So I had to switch up to another one that I had to find, and yeah, so now we're an hour and a half late. But it's all good. So I'm going to switch over, and okay, so if I switch over here, okay, so this is how I do hand cams. My alt account is over here muted, so I'm going to turn it on and make sure it works. I'm not unmuted. I'm going to mute this one, and I will be right back. Zoom. before I go, I just realized I need to do a sound check. Am I too quiet? Is the music too loud? I think I will turn the music down just a tad. Alright, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. We're about to get an ad. Oh no, I've already snoozed it once. I can't do it again. Let me go down just a tiny bit more. Okay, so when the ad is over, we will be back. Hello? I had a window capture set up and now it has disappeared. Oh, there we go. Alright. Okay. So I messed that up. Oh, also, as you can see, I now sound like I'm coming out of a potato. I'm speaking through a potato mic. I can't do anything to fix that. I'm so sorry. Potato sounds fine. Oh, thank you, Art. Thank you so much. That's very reassuring. Respect the potato. It's cool. Thank you, Souls. And Souls, thank you for the throne gift. I'm doing the transfer for the funds and then I'll purchase it myself. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna mute for just a second and now I'll get the camera set up. Ta-da! Gloves for immersion. Ooh. So, today, I know I said pumpkin spice, I think, earlier this week, but I'm actually going to be doing a coffee ice cream scented soap. It will have real coffee, and it will smell awesome. I've made this one before, actually. Wow. Hands, grippers, graspers. Huh. Ew. First things first. Hello. Welcome to Small Miss Soap Stream. Hello. You. Materials. Ah, shit, I forgot my recipe. Hold on, I'll be right back. I am back with my potato sounds. I have my recipe. This is a super secret proprietary recipe for coffee scented, coffee infused. I am using real coffee, but it also has this. Can you read that? Coffee ice cream scent from Just Scent. I get this from a soap supply store online. I actually get all of this for the most part from a soap supply store online called Sale. Or something like that. So, information, safety information. We require eye protection, arm protection, and hand protection. These, interestingly enough, I like this. This does kind of double the barrier. And the reason we need all of these is because one of our ingredients is lye, or sodium hydroxide. I think it's like sodium hydroxide, right? It's like sodium something else, right? Yeah, lye. So this is is kind of caustic. I have burned myself once years and years ago. It was a little drop of this, but we're gonna mix this with our frozen coffee. You'll see why I froze it in a minute. And this is why we need all the protective stuff, because this can burn eyes, it can burn skin. And I'm actually going to be mixing it outdoors. So I'll bring it back once it's cool. So that will go there. Goggles on. And I will be wearing these for the duration. Because even though these are on my hands, they're not waterproof. So yeah, it's very important. Anybody has any questions? Soup making? I can answer the. Yes, it is body safe. It's actually less drying, at least the ones I make. They are less drying than like the soaps I buy at the store. Yeah. So what happens is there's a process called saponification. I know it sounds fake, it's real. That's the actual term. And what saponification is a neutralization of this caustic alkali. It's not quite neutral. Actually, it's not neutral at all, but it's no longer caustic by the time I'm done. For the amount that I use of lye, per the amount of oils that I use in the recipe, there's a balance. Now, if you do a 1-to-1 balance, what they call zero superfatting, with a zero, basically a superfatting with a 0%, there are no oils left that are not bonded to the lye. If you have a superfat of what they call let's say 5 to 7%, I do typically 5 to 7%. A lot of recipes you'll see online, 5 to 7%. What that means is once the soap is finished, all of the caustic alkali are bonded, so it's neutral enough to use on skin. But with a super fat, it means that there is some amount of oil, like sunflower oil or whatever the mix of oils. I use a range. I use a bunch of oils in the recipe. Some percentage of your total oils are unbonded, and that is what makes handmade soap not a detergent, or that's part of the reason why. That's also why you can have moisturizing soaps that are handmade. It means that some amount of your oils are not bonded to your lye. They're not bonded to this because this has already been bonded to the maximum amount of what they call lipids, fatty acids. Once you bond all of this, any other oils that you add go towards moisturization, or rather not drying your skin. So that's why a lot of soap recipes are not, they'll have a super fatting percentage of about 5%. The higher the super fat, the softer your soap will be, and the more prone to melting in water it will be. So 5 to 7%, depending on your oils. I use several like hard oils, shea butter, cocoa butter, palm oil. They tend to be more solid once they're soaked because they're solid when they're cool. But typically, yeah, the more super fat you use, meaning the more extra oils, technically, that you use, the softer your soap will be and the more it will dissolve in your shower and stuff like that. So part of the reason why I was late is because I store all my ingredients outside because it's cold. That's the perfect time. This is palm oil. It was frozen. So I put it in a warm water bath and now it is a liquid again. Making soap, everything is done by weight, cannot measure by volume. So, got my scale. Can you see that? Yeah. So, I need 11 ounces of liquid. I use frozen coffee. So, I'm going to take one of my metal bowls. Use this medium-sized one. So, I'm going to tar the bowl. I need 11 ounces. I can do this with less than 11 ounces. So this is my frozen coffee. It's just really, really strong brewed coffee that I freeze. 2, 5. Okay, so that's 10.7. That's fine. Of all the ingredients that go into soap, your water-based liquid is the least important, meaning you could change this ratio and you won't cause a problem so much like to the composition of the soap, except if you add too much, meaning I could use less and it's actually a good thing. It means the soap will be harder and it won't melt as much. Hi, Nico. Welcome in. We are making soap. We are making soap bars. Actually, I have one. I have a bar of soap I can show you. So we're gonna be making this. This is what it will look like. Hopefully I can make it more swirly than this one. This was a lazy day one. And in the past I've also made this. This is an oatmeal honey. So I put like a honeycomb pattern on the top. It did have oatmeal stuck to the top. It has come off. I didn't put enough. I just plan to make one today, and going forward, I might do more streams like this. Okay, so that was 10 ounces, 10.8 ounces. Okay. So that's that. Next step is to measure out our sodium hydroxide. Coffee, it's frozen. Okay. The reason I keep this in here is because it's very fine, and if any of it gets like stuck in the threads of the thing, I don't want them like going everywhere in the box. The shelf that I keep it on. Water. Sorry. Okay, so for the lye, I need 4.93. I made this recipe. There's all sorts of like soap making recipes and things that you can find online. So I made this one over a year ago and I've been using it. But that's what I'm following. For each ingredient, I have to measure it out by weight because it's very important that it be measured out by weight rather than proportion. Because it's hard. For any given, let's say, batch of oils that are grown, and I say grown because all of my oils I use are from plants, sunflower oil, olive oil, stuff like that. The plants vary from crop to crop, from year to year, from rainy season to rainy season. So the composition of the fatty acids from all of the oils could be slightly different. So what soap calculators do is they're like highly averaged calculations of the fatty acid compositions of different oils. So some have, like cocoa butter has a different fatty acid profile than sunflower oil does. Hence why sunflower oil is a liquid at room temperature and cocoa butter is a solid. That is based on its composition. Okay, so I need 4.93 ounces. This one has to be as close to exact as possible. The only one that you can be wishy-washy with is your water-based stuff, because water's just the liquid that you use to emulsify all of it. Your lye, though, has to be super, super exact. Three, 4.6. I tend to lean towards not using enough. So like if I can get it to 4.85, 90. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Then it needs to be 4.93, and my scale does not do threes. This is fives. This goes back into its bag and it goes away into this box. All right, so now another point of safety. Lye gets added to your water. Never, ever, ever the opposite way around. If you do, it could explode. I've never had that happen. And when they say explode, it's a little bit of an exaggeration, but it is a possibility. So, best practices. Lye goes into your water rather than the opposite. Because lye mixed with water causes a exothermic reaction, so it's going to heat up as soon as it touches this liquid. And that's why I freeze it into these little cubes, because I don't want it too hot. And also by freezing it and keeping the temperature low, it actually lessens the amount of fumes that this stuff makes. It does make a little bit of fumes, not a terrible amount, but I'm still gonna take it out a door to like mix it. So here, this over here, so you can see. A little bit. Can you see that? It's already melting. Just a little bit. Let me just start to mix it around, expose some more of the ice. And you see it's already making a bunch of liquid in the bottom of the bowl as it's melting. You know, if I had just used fresh, like lukewarm coffee, it would burn it. That's how hot it can get. So the colder your water part can be, the better. So this is a trick I learned when I was learning to make soap. Just use ice. Just always use ice. Just take the extra time and make your stuff into ice. Okay. See all the liquid in the bottom? Also, if you're trying to get some properties from your liquid, so I make coffee, so a coffee infused liquid, coffee infused water. If you were to use like a tea or aloe vera or anything else like that, you don't want it to burn. If you're trying to get any sort of properties from that, you don't want it to get burned off. More often than not, heat will degrade any sort of like herbal property you're trying to get. Because this isn't like it wouldn't be a simmering heat, it would be like almost boiling. It is starting to make a smell, so I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of this. And I'm gonna take it outside. I'll be right back. Just curious what made you start making soap? I am a collector of hobbies. Oh, I like learning to make stuff. So I'm gonna leave that outside to keep dissolving, and I'll check it every now and then and stir it around a little bit. I'm gonna start a double boiler and start measuring out all of our oils. Alrighty, so I've got some water on the stove heating up. And now we're going to start measuring out all of our oils. I decided to go with this one, with this soap, instead of the pumpkin spice, because it had fewer colors to work with. And this is the first time I'm streaming making soap, so I just get a little easier on myself. Okay, back to our handy dandy recipe. We're going to tar our scale again with our blender. All right, so olive oil, 8.75 ounces. And then 8.75. So 82. Okay, 8.85. That's fine. Notice with the oils, I will tend to round. If it rounds up, that's fine. But with the lye, I will tend to round down a little while because it's better to have slightly more oils and it slightly more moisturizing rather than have more lye and it be slightly more cleansing and more drying, especially right now because it's winter time. Palm oil, 8.75. Try that again. Okay, so this is probably not going to be enough. Maybe? Almost? Okay, almost, not quite. So good. I have more, but I didn't melt it, so it's still good. So we'll move on to another oil. We need okay, now we'll just melt this. Yes. 6.3. So we need 2.45 ounces. Once the other oil is finished melting, we need to add 2.45 more of palm. So I'm going to move on to the next one. Cocoa butter, 3.50. Or need a knife. I have a knife. I'm going to do this off screen because I don't want Twitch being And my cocoa butter's in pieces, so I should just say yep. Forgot I had already broken stuff into bits. $3.50. Cocoa butter is $3.50. Yeah, that's $3.55. That's fine. For coconut oil, that is $8.75 again. Different oils, because they have different fatty acid compositions, they actually make different types of soap. For instance, coconut oil is good for cleaning, moisturizing. So you can make a 100% coconut soap. It will smell awesome. It will dry your skin out. And that's just because of its fatty acid composition. That's 8.90, that's fine. Those little percentages of oils aren't as not much of a problem. It's leaning because I lean upwards, around upwards. So if it says, oh, 8.75, 8.80 is fine. It'll just be slightly more moisturizing. Oh, is this melted yet? Yes, the learning experience is fun. You just have to be careful. It's thoughtful. Shea butter, 3.50. Now, shea butter I did not grind up into pieces, so I need to actually cut these. This was one of the hobbies that I started where I also ended up selling it. I've sold this on Etsy before. And I'm trying to start a project of VTuber soaps. Something I think that is unique that I could bring to dream about and have fun with. I like drinking soap. Almost. When I think the colors, all kinds of colors, it's not really something limited to me. I just decided to do this one because it was simple for stream, because I haven't done soap on stream before, so I mentioned almost. Okay, here we go. And the last one is sunflower oil. Different oils, because of that composition, certain ones I only use a little bit. So all of those were 3 and 4 and 8 ounces. This one, 1.75. It's a little extra, but oh well. Press. Sweet. Basically, we'll do this. Oh, yeah. 2.45. So my card again. This is the rest of the palm oil needed. Oh, still not melted enough. Almost. Whether that will work, I just stuck it in the microwave for a few minutes. Clear energy. Okay, so it's 2.60. Close enough. Alright, so this will now go on top of my double boiler over here. Clean up some of my mess. So this is what I measured my lye into. I want to clean this. Typically, whatever you use to make soap, you don't want to use it on like food or anything else like that. Colors we're using. So this really only takes 2 colors. Because we used coffee, it actually comes out quite dark. So I mix titanium dioxide and avocado oil, and this is what we're going to use to color it. And I made 2 because I never quite know how much I need. I kind of do it by eye. I'm going to go check on the lye solution. So it is coming along. It melted quite a bit, and this is while sitting outside in the cold. Those ice cubes have already melted quite a bit. I'm going to now get another one of my spatulas. I have a whole bag of them. They're already cleaned and prepped for soap making, and that's the only thing these get used on. To mix up my oils. So I'll say melt.
So we are going to have. I'm doing pretty good, Kitsu. I'm almost done with the semester. I've got like one more exam, and then I'm done. In hindsight, I probably could have waited until like next week to do this. I just really feel like doing it. How are you? How's everybody's holidays? Christmas is coming up. I actually got hella sick, like right after Thanksgiving, or like just before Thanksgiving, and it is still like hanging on vocally. But anyway, so here's our soap mold. So all of that is going to end up in here. May end up cutting this one short. I got text earlier, so I might need to go. But we'll see how far in the process I can get before I need to go. I need to order some groceries. I didn't do it earlier. I forgot. As a matter of fact, hold on, I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, so I brought my lye back. Got my oils. You can see they've all melted completely. Now take my immersion blender and some electrical saws. This thing. Okay. Okay, I'm just finishing up something on the side here. Altogether, I'd say this is a good first hand cam, semi-first hand cam. I think I've done these before, but it's been a minute, and it was very, very short. Almost. Oh. These do semi work with the laptop. Almost. Speaking of which, this is the laptop that required the peas as the frozen bags of vegetables as a coolant, the cooling system. Going on 2 years later. All right, so we are now going to be finishing up. So our lye is completely dissolved, but it's about room temperature now. So we're going to put it into our warm liquefied oils slowly, very, 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 very slowly. Don't want any bubbles. Pour it over the spatula. Very important that you pour this slowly. Okay. And now this gets washed. Alrighty. Now, because it's water and oil, they're not going to mix immediately, but the lye is an emulsifier, partially. That's why we use it. It mixes them together. You see it's coming together. It's no longer like separated into a... You probably can't tell with this one because it's so dark. If this was lighter, you could definitely tell a little better. Because it is warm, I have a feeling this is going to move fast. Probably could have let the oils cool off a little more. No, this is going to move fast, so I'm going to go ahead and start blending. What you need? 2 of these. Okay, so immersion blender. And this might be a little loud. Yeah, it's gonna be a little loud, so I'm gonna mute. But I'm not gonna turn the camera off. Alrighty, so now we are at something. I've blended it a bit, so it's kind of taking on pudding-like consistency. And when you get to the pudding consistency, it's almost ready to put in the mold. So now pour off two portions for my colors. So this amount is going to stay brown. What I pour in here is going to stay brown. But the rest is going to be made a little bit lighter. That's a little messy. That should be enough, I think. Yeah, that's enough. So the rest of this is going to get some of our titanium dioxide, which is just a mineral, it's not a chemical. It's mixed with oil. And it looks like that. And I'm going to take a fresh soda. Use that to mix instead of the mixer. Because the stand mixer, this immersion mixer, it makes it thicker faster. So the more you mix this, the faster you mix this, the quicker it will start to thicken up too fast. I do not want that. So I'm going to mix this partially by hand. It smells really good. It smells like ice cream. And it'll be a nice contrast. I might still end up using the mixer because this isn't mixing quite fast enough for me, but there's a balance. You want this to mix super well. You don't want to see any lines because that means it's just oil. I don't want just oil because that will remain mostly liquid, and I don't want that to happen. The thing is, you don't want to add too much oil because, like I mentioned before, the more extra oil you add, the more likely it will to melt in your shower. I want this to melt in the shower or in my soap dishes, so this contrast so far. That's a neat contrast of colors. The last one I did was super, super light. I like that amount of contrast. One more time, I think that'll be it. And the reason why the gloves and the glasses are so important is the mixer. I don't know if anyone saw it, but sometimes the mixer can kick up. Like if there's some bubbles in there, it can kick up some of this soap batter. And because the lye is still kind of raw, the saponification, again, real term, not fake, hasn't finished yet. So there's still active sodium hydroxide in this that could potentially be irritating to the skin. So I'll just do this. Oh, shoot, I forgot. Sorry. Forgot to mute. Sorry, my bad. Hopefully no one's deaf. Alrighty, so now get that full contrast. And it's very much like pudding now. So now soap mold. This is the last step. I already added the fragrance oil. Don't mind the outside. They get used, and sometimes they get stained. So what I'm gonna do is again use my spatula, pouring very slowly, very, very slowly. I'm kind of blocking this. So hold on. Okay. So put less than half of the lighter color in. And now I'm going to tap this on the floor to get rid of any bubbles. This will be loud, I'm sorry. So now it's filled in all the corners. Now, oh no, don't get solid. Come on, have it out, get out. Oh no, it's solidified. Okay, so dollop the darker color in. So again, because it's warm, the oils were warm and all of that, this can happen where it can start to seize up. It's that pudding consistency in the cup. Okay, so now I'm just gonna keep layering. Edges. Orange edges. Okay, I'm going to tap it on the floor. And then I'm going to take it brown again. To the sides. So I want a solid layer. Just swirl up. Way better than last time I did this. Last little bit. Put the two back together. Do what's called an in the pot swirl on the top. So with my two contrasts, give them a light mix. Not to the point where they're mixed together, but to the point where they can be swirled on the top. Okay, probably mix them a little too much, but it'll be fine. This one won't be quite as swirly on the top, but that's fine. It'll be mostly swirly on the inside, and that's what matters. Give it one more tap. Okay. Ta-da! I know it does not look like soap yet. This is a trust the process sort of process. And I'm going to take my swirling tool, is a covered wire for this. In slowly and up, swirl, up, swirl, up, swirl, and then all the way to the other side and swirl out. Okay. This also gets cleaned. All right, so now that is it. Basically. Fourth spatula. I go through a lot of spatulas in this process. And we're just going to take the handle It's kind of little. As I'll probably come back and do more of this, as it's still a little thin. This is why I put it in the art tag. I didn't know what other tag to put it in. I thought there was like a streaming, like crafting tag, but I couldn't find it. So, art. Swirls. This could be done with a fork, or little pointy tool, but that. Ta-da! I know it's shiny. It'll get dull over time. Again, this is what the finished looks like. This batch will have far more brown in it though, but that's what the swirly top looks like. So imagine that across the whole thing. It'll look like a pastry. And as this cools, because it's going to continue to cool and cure, I'll come back probably within like 10 to 30 minutes and see if it's a little more set up. And yeah, see, it's already getting better. Just kind of swirl it. This is the fun, non-technical part. I have not been checking chat at all. Is the soap safe to eat? Arch, what do you think? What do you think? No. Absolutely not. Though it smells like you could. I swear, it smells like ice cream. This company just sent... Focus. Just sent. They make the best food smelling, coffee smelling, like imitation type fragrances I have ever found. Now granted, I'm still finding more, but like they're really, 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 really good. Oh my gosh. Alright, so that is it. That edge there. That is the soap. I will take pictures as it starts to finish up. I should be able to take this out of the mold tomorrow, maybe in 2 days. It just depends on how soft it is, because part of the process of the soap hardening is all that water, the coffee, does evaporate out. So even once I take it out and cut it into bars, like if I took one bar and weighed it for like 2 or 3 weeks, it will lose weight as more water evaporates out and it becomes harder. So that you get a harder bar. This one is actually a few months old because I made a big batch of these. Yeah, it does not melt. And it smells like ice cream. Coffee ice cream. Nobu would love this. Arch, I don't know if you're still here. Yes, it has coffee in it. I made a strong brewed coffee and I froze them so that it doesn't burn when I mix the sodium hydroxide into it. I actually freeze all the waters and liquids that I use for, other than the oils, not the oils. I freeze all of my water-based liquids when I make soap because it helps with the temperature. Lye causes heat. So this, oh, I should not have taken off my gloves. Anyway, do not do this at home. Wear rubber gloves. So the rest of this, I have another mold, so I could slap this in the other mold and make it into like a flat slab of soap I can cut that later. I might go ahead and get that now, actually. If there's no mushrooms, it's probably safe to eat. There are so many things other than mushrooms that are bad to eat. Okay, let me see if I can do a close up. I know it's glossy, it doesn't quite look right, but over time that will mattify. It won't be shiny anymore, and it will look like that. It'll look like that. Like this. So this batch won't have these streaky lines in them. I didn't mix my titanium dioxide well enough, so there were still like little crumbs. It's still safe to use, it's just powder. It's a powdered mineral. Improvements. Block. There you go, that's better. So if I block the shadow, I turn off my light. I don't know if it works. There you go. See? All the swirls. And I'll still come back and probably swirl it some more. But that is the soap making process. Very fun. I love the science behind it. I love the science of it. Yeah. Okay, I can take these off now. Alrighty, so I'm gonna slap this in a mold. I'll put this on a shelf somewhere. Place this back up. Put this on a shelf somewhere, clean up all my mess, and go do some studying. Hold on, let me take you guys back with me.
No, you're not allowed. Oh my god.
I am so sorry.
And with that, did she say mold? It's a soap mold. It's the wooden box with the rubber part inside. It's not mold. No. Cease. Arch has a phobia of all things fungi. So I will be taking pictures, and maybe I'll do like maybe I'll film like a short of me cutting into it in a few days. I should, don't quote me, I should be able to cut into it tomorrow or the day after, but because it's cold, we will see. It's better to make them during summer because all that extra water can evaporate faster, but we will see. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raid out Stoat raid. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope everyone enjoyed. I want to do more of these over my break. So if anyone has any color combinations you want me to try in scents, Okay, there is the raid message. Let's see. We are going to raid Dope. He's playing Marvel Rivals. That'll be fun. Do that in the future. Awesome. No. Oh, now I see. No, Art, you can't eat the soap, but also it does not have mold, I promise. La, la, la. Caps lock. No. Cease. It be dope. That's his name. Cease. Yay. But everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. Oh, I've disappeared. Why have I disappeared? Oh no. Well, okay, well you can still hear me. I think I closed. Oh, Discord disappeared. That's why. I didn't do that, but it happened. So, oh well. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. I have been Small Nez. Thank you for joining for soap making. I hope I can make more for you guys in the future, especially since I'm going to be going on to a brief break in between semesters. Have fun. Stay warm. Bye-bye.
Small! Thanks so much for the raid! How was stream, Small? Been good. How you been? I've been chilling right now. Playing some Marvel Rivals right now.